Now, listen, you guys, I am super excited because listen, Nicki Minaj just came here and dropped a major B shell on us. We're gonna talk about that, and we're also gonna be talking about, of course, Atlantic. It seems like they are being accused of playing games because the projections have hit a different level, and we're also gonna be discussing about Jetavia and Advocate BBL. Some people feel like this is such a fake back and forth, but how brutal it is, I'm sorry, I beg to differ. We're also going to be talking about that. And we're also going to be discussing about Doja Cat and her own album and how people feel about that album cover. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the Tea Plug. I trust you guys are doing well and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about Nicki Minaj, okay? She has been on hiatus, no station head, no Twitter space, no Instagram live, and for real, she has been away. And people have kind of been speculating what's really going on. Some people were now speculating that she must be pregnant, and some people were also speculating that she's probably working on new music. And just when we were not expecting it, it seems like Mother is big, okay? So she started off by posting on her Instagram stories, okay? She posted a picture. It was a mini video actually of her garden, and she said something. Let me try and find what the caption was for that post on Instagram earlier on. She said happy Rosh Hashanah, okay? And after that, she decided to just go back a little bit. And people were like, okay, does this mean that the hiatus is over or what exactly is going on? But meanwhile, she knew what she was doing. This woman decided to post oh my god, I'm super excited, like I'm literally super excited. She posted 3/27/26, okay, 27 March 2000 and 26, which is next year. And when I tell you, the babs are gagging, like literally within less than an hour, 6,300 comments. Okay, the Babs are super excited. They are happy. They've been waiting for new music from Nicki Minaj, and honestly, I too have been waiting for new music. Okay, I'm just super excited because I know that it's gonna be literally months and years of us dissecting and finding new music, new meaning, to lyrics. Even after 3 years, like literally, that's what I love about Nicki Minaj's music. It's like, it's the substance, the fact that you can sit down and not even talk about the instrumental but just the lyrics. For me, that's what drew me to rap in the first place. It's the lyricism part of it, is the poetry of it, because outside of rap, I also love poetry. So really, I cannot wait, for this album. Now, whilst the Babs are excited, it seems like, Bongo One, I mean, Advocate BBO fans are not happy with this. They feel like, well, she's just being jealous. Oh my God, she's being jealous and she's scared. And meanwhile, when you look around Twitter, you see that this date that she announced has been leaked several times. People have been saying that, you know what, she's actually coming in March next year. There are several tweets of leak pages that are, leaking the same thing. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this. Are you super excited? And do you think Nicki Minaj cares about what Advocate BBL does? At this point, I feel like I'm also at the point where I'm like, listen, we can all tell that something fishy is happening behind the scenes. If she wants to dwell and in that bliss of cheating and acting like she won fair and square, let her be. Like, I'm just getting to a point where I'm like, okay, what's the point of competing if you know the game is rigged? Do you get what I'm saying? What's the point of even pointing it out when you know this is what they're just gonna do? So allow them to do their gimmicks. I mean, they did it with with Bongo One. At the end of the day, the tour is going to tell them a true representation of where their artist is. Speaking of which, let us talk about the recent the recent predictions of Advocate BBL's album. Now you guys know that the album had been predicted to do 140, I know 125 actually, I think to 140 or something like that. And all of a sudden now they're coming in with different new predictions, and they are saying that the album is going to be doing 200k plus. Now we all have been following these prediction pages, okay? They are pretty accurate. It's not just like they wake up and pull these numbers out of their behind, okay? So they are really saying that they made there's a difference in prediction of over 50,000 sales. That's what they're saying. Over 80,000 actually of sales. That's what they're saying. And I kind of saw this coming. They always do this. They predict low, and then all of a sudden something magically happens. And at this point I'm just like, but when you sit at home knowing that what I've done is not authentic, how do you even celebrate that? Or is that just for bragging, for you coming to the internet and lying to the people that are still delusional that your numbers are authentic and saying, look at me, I did beautiful numbers, when everyone can tell that there is actually no demand for this album? But anyway, that being said, when it comes to that entire record label and and Advocate BBL, I mean, if that's what they want to do, it is what it is. The tours really would definitely tell where the demand is, and when they do feel the hit in the pocket, when they're not able to recoup the money that they might have spent on the album, that's when Atlantic is going to start knowing that, listen, this is a lost cause. Because for how long are you able to inflate figures and stuff like that? Of course, you can inflate even the tour figures, but at the end of the day, your pockets will tell you a true indication of what's on the ground. So for the babs that are crashing out on Twitter, oh my God, how could they? It's a lost cause. Even if you guys take Billboard, they are the same people that took away 100k sales from Nicki Minaj. So they know what they're doing. They know these games that they're playing. So let them be fraudulent and continue doing whatever they're doing. At the end of the day, their pockets will continue filling. And I mean, at this rate, with how she has been moving, even the endorsements that she normally gets now, I don't know, like if they will work with her, because during an altercation with JT, you can tell that the level of argument and the level of reasoning really does not make any sense. There are things that you just cannot say, but we'll get into that in a minute. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, are you bothered by what Billboard is doing? And do you think that they are trying to beat Nicki Minaj's record? And yeah, just let me know about that in the comment section. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let's first talk about Doja Cat before we talk about the JT and the Advocate BBL situation. So Doja Cat released out covers to her album, alternative covers and stuff like that. And some people are not feeling one of her covers. They are literally dragging her. Her fans are not feeling it. Some people are, questioning her rollout, saying that it's not dramatic enough. And I'm just like, a rollout doesn't have to be that much in your. It's okay to have a rollout, but it's like you are expecting her to do things that other people do, which when you really dig deep, you may find that the people that you want Doja Cat to emulate really are doing it out of desperation. You get it. She's not desperate for number ones and stuff like that. She's not that person. And I do believe that if her album is pop, it's gonna do great numbers. Like if it is pop centered, it's going to do great numbers. She doesn't need to walk around creating fake drama and relationships and stuff like that. I feel like it's such an unfair thing that you guys are now equating a good rollout to just stupid behavior or stereotype black woman behavior. You get what I'm saying? You want Doja Cat to act like a caricature of a black woman for you guys to say, "Oh my God, she the rollout is popping." It's not it actually. These things that you're trying to push on here, I'm sorry, I'm not with that nonsense. A rollout can still be decent. You can still sell records and maintain your dignity as a human being. You don't have to throw away the little dignity that you have just so you can sell a record. That's desperation. That's not artistry, and it's often required from people that are not talented. Doja Cat is talented. Other female rappers are talented. They don't have to go to those extremes, and they're also not obsessed with beating a certain person's numbers. You get it. Doja Cat is out there selling her music. If it does well, you know that she's trying to do well. It's not like she's trying to beat another person's record. She moves at her own pace. So I feel like that comparison is really not fair. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, this entire nonsense that has been going on Twitter between Advocate BBL and, of course, Jetavia. Now, you guys know that, well, in that album, they have been speculating that, well, Advocate BBL was throwing jabs at Jetavia, saying that her man is, of a different orientation and all of these things. And I already told you that I thought like that entire diss is not landing because she allegedly is having a baby with someone who's got allegations, not allegedly having it, she's having a baby with someone who has allegations of not only being of a different orientation but also being of a different orientation and then trying to make others to do whatever without consent. So I mean, make it make sense. I knew this was not going to fly, but what I didn't see coming is JT popping off, during trekking week. That's what I didn't see coming. So I've seen a lot of Babs celebrating JT and how she was out there reading Advocate BBL, but the timing of JT clapping back is very interesting to me because this is right about the same day that people were literally pointing out the fraud with the numbers. And I know for a fact that they are going to use this altercation to say that, listen, her songs got bought more or got streamed more because of the altercation that happened between her and Jetavia, and then justify the fraudulent sales and fraudulent numbers. This is my thinking. I do feel like there's a possibility that this could be staged. And I saw another person pointing out on Twitter that the way these people are going at each other like this and they're still both following each other, it's making me feel like, okay, this is people working together. And you guys also remember that JT is affiliated with Rock Nation. Allegedly, she's in the pipeline of signing with Rock Nation. And this girl was just at Rock Nation the other day. So, I mean, it's making me question this entire situation, honestly. Really, it is making me question. But anyway, let's get into what transpired for them to end up having a back and forth. So, you guys, the guy that is accusing Stephon Diggs of doing the unthinkable decided to go on an interview and detail everything that went down. Tell me why JT's Sagittarius behind decided to go on there. So, here's the thing, a part of me really feels like this could be staged, but the way JT was reading this girl, I'm like, I don't know. Like, if we were planning to have a little back and forth, to stage a little back and forth, I mean, some things we would censor. I don't think that, yeah, that's the thing. So JT went and said, this is fucking bananas and said, men should be protected. I feel like this isn't being taken seriously enough. She was quoting a tweet that had a clip of Tasha K interviewing this man Chris Blake, who's actually alleging that Stephon did these things. And then she went ahead and said, "It patriots." Oh my God, she is so Sagittarius coded. What does she do? Like, no matter what you say, JT is so Nicki Minaj coded. She went there and she tagged everyone. These people at Patriots, at CNN, at Cardi B, at Real Donald Trump, at Chat Data, at Atlantic Records, at Payola, at Mexico. She's crazy. JT is so stupid. Oh my God. I hollered when I saw the tags. I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is something Nicki Minaj would do. And I was like, what? I'm like, I'm sure Mexico is like, what do we have to do with this? And Atlantic Records and Patriots. Oh my goodness, this is insane. But that being said, it seems like Advocate BBL decided to go in there to also issue a form of clap back, and she said, I want justice for them babies. Your men make you abort every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Brit in that courtroom and she didn't show up, or do I need to play the audio? And don't let me say what he was saying about Rock Nation. Just ungrateful. So Lil Uzi was pillow talking Okay, we'll talk about that in a separate video. We're actually going to talk about this in a separate video. But that being said, JT decided to respond to this. She went on Snapchat and she was saying it's insane, like how just a couple of months ago you were out there saying that you support abortion, but your go-to insult is saying to someone, shaming someone for having an abortion. It doesn't make any sense. And just by this, really, you can tell that the level of IQ for the two people arguing is just different. It's different. You can tell already that JT will win any argument against this person in the eyes of people that are intellectual and logical, obviously. But of course, in the eyes of people that feel like having a good argument is shouting, of course, she would lose. But personally, my level of, debating or arguing would be the JT level, because it doesn't make any sense. Like literally, you're showing yourself to be a clown. A few days ago, a few weeks ago, you were all an advocate for people having a choice over their bodies, and now all of a sudden, that's what you're using to now shame people. Like, how do people even interact with this girl? What do people even talk about when they are around this girl? This really makes me wonder, because I cannot deal with someone this daft. Like, wow, wow. And then it seems like JT went ahead and continued doubling down. Somebody said, well, where is your response? And then she said right here, and then she posted the response of advocate BBL when she was allegedly writing the JT diss. And honestly, it's hilarious. She is such a troll. And someone said, B, this is your man, you got bigger fish to fry, and then posted pictures of Leslie. And JT said, yes, my man does this, mind his business, works hard, takes care of his family, inspired his generation, and doesn't snatch behind. His style is what made him Lil Uzi. We are talking about Chris right now. Focus. And then she said, no, I want justice for Chris. And yeah, it's insane. And then someone said, I hate that when men alleges it never gets taken seriously. I'm glad you're speaking up. And JT says, Cardi B's baby father a G man, not because of how he dresses or expresses himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris. I stand with the G's, okay? And it's insane. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. And somebody was now calling her out because of her numbers, and she was saying, listen, I do not care about how much someone sells. She says, I don't give an F if that B sell 1 million units. She gonna always be a fraud. Non-rapping HB couldn't even find a word to rhyme with fake. We saw it with our own eyes. And then someone said, was she a non-rapping behind when you used to be up smiling in her face and happy to have her on your song though? And she said, well, yes. And yeah, it's insane. Honestly, it is insane. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, and I don't know if I should take this seriously, but I will end by inserting a snippet of what JT was saying to what advocate BBL was insulting her with, which is abortions. And this is why I say that a lot of the activisms that we see out there is very performative. She is not an ally to women, and having choices on their bodies and stuff. She is not that. She really is not that. She was doing that for a viral moment, I guess. And this is why I don't take any celebrities who are fake activists out there seriously. What is this? What does it mean? Oh my God, such a mess. Until my next one, see you.
I gotta say one thing. This rat ass bitch, right? This bitch, this bitch supposed to be a motherfucking brim, and she threatening to snitch on some motherfucking body because she don't have anything to say about a bitch. That hoe is a loser. Wait, no, I got two things to say. So then she said, I'm gonna tell everybody nation what you said, what he said. No, not just that. The bitch trying to spread fake tea about abortions when she stood her illiterate ass in front of millions of people and said she stand for pro-choice. Drops bomb. I can't take the dumb bitch serious. I can't take the... And bitch, show me typing those motherfucking messages, or I'm calling the police on your ass for defamation of character, bitch, because I'm sick of it, ho. And I will be back. And I'm never getting off your ass. Player 218.